How you doing, everybody? This is Qualzy here, bringing with you a new hero from Heroes of the Storm. And today we're going to be looking at Mai from Overwatch. While this downloads, wow, this is a nice, interesting. Oh, it looks like another wrestling. Oh, I see. It's going to be the new summer event's going to start, and we have a new summer with the new summer skin, like the luchador that we had last year. And to top it all off, we're going to have Mai add to Heroes of the Storm. Let's take a look at Mai. Oh, she's a tank. Holy crap. I did not see that coming. She's always a damage in Overwatch, like in ADC. But this time she's a tank. Wow, that took me by surprise. Medium difficulty tank. And the ring. Wow. Okay, her abilities. Look at her trait D. Gyro Freeze. Cooldown 40 seconds. Becoming cast in ice for 3 seconds. Gaining a rapidly decaying shield that absorbs up to 1104 damage. While active, this shield grants unstoppable and restores up to 35% of Mai's maximum health. So she becomes unstoppable, and it's a shield. It's an ice shield that lets her take damage. That works. Alright, her Q. Snow Blind, 35 mana, cooldown 10 seconds. Throw a snowball that hits all enemies in an area. Enemies hit take 70 damage and are slowed by 35% and are blinded for 1.5 seconds. Wow. A snowball that's actually a death slow and a blind. Well, that's gonna be very good against ADCs. W Blizzard, 70 mana, cooldown 14 seconds. Command Snowball to create a blizzard at the target location for 2 seconds. Enemies within the blizzard take 13 damage every 0.25 seconds and are slowed by 70%, stacking up to 35%. When the blizzard ends, enemies within its area take an additional 75 damage and are stunned for 1.25 seconds. So it's her ult from Overwatch. Her ult from Overwatch Blizzard becomes a W. It's a slow and damage, and if it ends, then you're stunned and you take more damage. Just like in Overwatch. I thought this would be like an ult rather than her W. Her E Icing. 70 mana, cooldown 14 seconds, slide quickly to the targeted direction. When this effect ends, enemies near Mai are knocked back, taking 52 damage and are slowed by 80%, rapidly decaying over 1.5 seconds. Can be cancelled during sliding. So it sounds like she's an ice version of Blaze so far. Nice version of Blaze. It's like this is the oil, or she could ignite with fire, but instead it's snow. And this is the icing is like the charge, where but instead of stunning them, they'll just be slowed. And in place of fire healing, it's an ice healing. It's like an ice version of Blaze. In the heroics, we got Avalanche, 70 mana, cooldown 65 seconds. After half a second, roll a massive snowball that consumes enemy heroes in its path. At the end of its path, the snowball crumbles, releasing the consumed heroes, dealing 220 damage and stunning them for half a second per hero consumed. That sounds like fun. Oh, Avalanche. We're gonna test that out. It's either gonna look like Ragnaros's lava, or it's just gonna be a giant snowball that would just take up everybody and shove them to the end. Stunning them, just like Stukov's shove. Ice Wall, everyone knows this from Overwatch. 60 mana, 90-second cooldown, vector targeting. After 0.75 second delay, create an impossible wall that traps enemy heroes hit for 2.5 seconds. When the wall expires, trapped heroes are slowed by 75%, decaying over 3 seconds. She is nothing but slow. She just has slows back and forth. Take a look at the skins we got here. She's got the coat, and there's the little snowball robot in the back. You got a green version, looks pretty cool. Looks more like an emerald color. This pink one looks pretty nice. Very Barbie-like, but it looks cool.
So, what are we doing?
Bronze one looks nice. We got Pajama Party, my. Pajama Party, my. Even the little snowball has a pajama. If you look at the back. Ooh, Panda Mai. This one I could see a lot of people getting. The skin looks really cool. Panda Mai.
Wanna
You
do a
got
trial
Grizzly
run?
Mai, like a
I'd love a
grizzly
good
bear.
experiment.
That's actually Null. It does look kind of like a Null. Vanguard Mai. This one looks cool. This is a generic red one. I would either go with the Vanguard if I got one of the pajamas. I'd rather get the Panda one. The Panda one looks cool. And you got Panda and its little feet, just like the Nulls.
So, what are we doing?
I'll recover the abilities. Talents. It's a little hard to read, but I'll highlight it right here. I'll highlight it on the side. Q, heavy pack, increase the duration of Snowblind slow by 1.5 seconds. Each time Blizzard damages an enemy hero, reduce the cooldown of Snowblind by 0.125 seconds. That's if you want to go Q build. Ice Storm, every third hit
Wanna do
of
a
Blizzard
trial run?
against
I'd love a good
enemies deals an
experiment.
additional 45 damage. Blizzard final stun damage is increased by 125% against all enemies. That's if you want to go W build. Heat transfer, basic attacks against stun, rooted, or slowed enemies deal 33% more damage. Each time Mace stuns or slows an enemy, she heals for 18 health. This is good if you're going damage because by default all your abilities do a slow, so automatically your basic attacks are going to do more damage and heal you. So that's
So,
pretty good.
what are
That's
we
if you
doing?
and that's if you got an attack speed for this. Slush Ball. That's a Q build. Snowblind deals 50% increased damage, and structures hit are disabled for 3 seconds. That is pretty good if you're gonna lane a little bit, like in a 3-lane map. Yeah, you could disable structures for 3 seconds. Usually the only one who disables structures we have is Arthas's
Wanna do a
Breath of
trial run?
Sindrigosa, and
I'd love a
Sylvanas'
good
passive.
experiment.
So now we got someone else that can do that, disable structures. Cold Front. If Mai enters her own blizzard while icing is active, the cooldown of icing is reduced by 7 seconds and she gains 50 mana. And that's good if you're going for a very mobile effort, but we'll test it out. We'll see how it goes. Crystallize. This is for her trait. Reduce the cooldown of Kyro Freeze by 15 seconds. Mai gains 50 spell armor
So,
while Kyro Freeze is
what
active,
are we doing?
and for 2 seconds after. This is good if you're fighting heavy spellcasters like Li Ming or Fia or Kael'thas. Level 7, another W. Induce Hibernation. Reduce Blizzard reduces damage dealt by enemy heroes inside of its area by 40%. When Blizzard ends, enemy heroes still within its area gain this effect for an additional 4 seconds.
Wanna do a trial run? I'd love a good
Well,
experiment.
that's good against ADCs. Reduce the damage that they deal. Skating away when icing ends, Mai and all nearby allied heroes gain 20% movement speed and 50% physical armor for 3 seconds. Nice. This is good against the heavy damage, physical damage, like Raynor or Vala. Backup battery active ability,
So,
70-second cooldown.
what are we doing?
Activate to remove all roots and slows and regenerate 20% maximum health over 2 seconds. The cooldown of its ability is reduced by 10 seconds each time Mai picks up a regeneration globe. Wow, this is pretty strong. And the fact that you can reduce the cooldown by getting globes. You can use this more often to get yourself out of tough situations. Then we have our ults, Avalanche and Ice Wall. I
Wanna
want to
do a
test them
trial
out.
run? I'd
Level
love a good
13,
experiment.
Flurry. Flurry. While on her own Blizzard, Mai gains 50% increased attack speed, and Blizzard's cooldown refreshes 75% faster. If Mai is in her own Blizzard when it ends, gain these bonuses for an additional 3 seconds. This will go tie in really well with the heat transfer, because they're being slowed and your attack speed's hitting them harder, doing more damage and healing yourself. Something else for your trait at level 13,
So,
Cooling
what are we
Servos.
doing?
While Kyro Freeze is active, Mai's basic ability cooldowns recover 200% faster. That's a good way to get your abilities back. There's a passive attached to it. Basic attack slow by 20% for 1.5 seconds. As if you were slowing it down enough. This is actually good for if you're really tanking. any of your abilities, and if you're not relying on your abilities so much for damage,
I love a good experiment.
well, you can slow them down with your attacks. Polar Vortex, using an ability causes Might to deal 24 damage a second to nearby enemies for 4 seconds. Enemy heroes damaged by this effect also have their movement and attack speed slowed by 20%. This is really good against Illidan or Lunara, like anyone that's gonna have high attack speed. This is really counter Lunara because of her movement speed and attack speed.
So,
You're
what are we
slowing it all
doing?
down. Level 16. Another Q, Fresh Powder. Snowblind gains an additional charge and its range is increased by 33%. So if you're going Q build, so more Q the better. Black Ice, for the E, Icing Slow effect no longer decays over its duration. Icing deals 3% more damage to enemies very close to my. We're going to
Wanna
test
do a
this out.
trial run?
We're going to see
I
how all
love a
this
good
goes.
experiment.
We're going to test out these abilities and these talents, see how they are. Acclamation. Hi. Excuse me. Acclamation. Each time Mei stuns or slows an enemy hero, the damage she deals and healing she receives is increased by 1%, stacking up to 20 times. While at maximum stacks, Mei also gains 10 armor, lasts 8 seconds. That is pretty strong if you're going damage.
So, what are we
You can
doing?
tie it in with heat transfer, with the cold front, backup battery to back yourself up, and flurry. At level 20, the snowball, the avalanche, it's called Cascade. While traveling, Avalanche constantly launches a volley
Wanna
of
do a
untamed
trial run?
snow,
I
blind
love a good
snowballs ahead of
experiment.
itself. Passive reduce the cooldown Avalanche by 25 seconds, so you're going to do snowball more often. We'll see how it looks, especially since it throws a volley of untalented snowball blinds. So it's basically an ult that throws a lot of Qs in front. And for the ice one, we have Shatter. Shatter. When Ice Wall expires, trapped
So,
enemy
what are we
heroes
doing?
take a blah. When Ice Wall expires, trapped enemy heroes take 210 damage and have their armor reduced by 25 for 5 seconds. That's really good if you're going against bruisers and tanks. We got something for the Q. Every 15 seconds, the snow blind you cast has 67% increased area and 200% increased damage. Wow.
Wanna do a trial run?
That really
I
ties in
love a
really
good
well,
experiment.
especially since you have a second charge and an increased range. But every 15 seconds, it'll be stronger and a faster cast time. And something else for the trait. Flash Freeze. When Mai takes fatal damage, she instantly gains Gyro Freeze. This effect has a 180-second cooldown. Wow. So right before you're about to die, you automatically
So,
gain
what are we
your
doing?
trait, your Gyro Freeze, which ties in really well if you're if to it ties in really well if you're reducing your cooldowns or you're gaining spell armor. So that ties in really well. Well, let's try her out. Let's see how her abilities are and then her talents. We'll do a tanking. We'll do like a tanking my with her Gyro Freeze. And then we'll see if we can do a damage one.
Where should we go first? I see.
Foggy weather, allowing heroes who enter bushes to gain stealth after 45 seconds. Stealth lasts for 40 seconds, or until attacking using an ability, taking damage, or until fog clears. Well, this is new. Since when has this fog been around? Okay, so here's the Q. Well, it's not that. It's actually a fast cast throwing the snowball. There's the blizzard.
A killing blow.
I'm getting strange readings.
There's the
What was
shield
that?
and the Kyro Blast. Hmm. So see her basic attack. She's range.
Your foes will rue this day.
She's range, but she's not blasting like a. She's not blasting like a gun of that sprays snow. She's not spraying snow. She's just shooting icicles. So she doesn't have that's ice gun anymore. Slow him down. Let's throw the blizzard.
Enemy slain. Choose a talent. Choose a talent.
Alright, let's try out.
Choose a talent. Choose a talent.
Let's try out the Q build, so we'll go with the
Choose a
heavy
talent.
snowball.
Choose a talent.
If you're sure.
With
Choose a
this
talent.
one, and we'll try
Choose a
avalanche.
talent.
We'll try this first. Okay, let's see the snowball. Let's see the avalanche. Wow, that looks funny. That's gonna look funny when it consumes everybody.
Excellent strike.
Nailed it. On the attack. If you're sure.
Let's look at the blizzard. That's gonna look funny when you're throwing when they're throwing avalanches everywhere. Yeah, she doesn't do a lot of damage. It's all about the slows. That's what it's all about. It's all about the slows.
对不起啦。
Let's see.
Killing spree.
Attack speed, polar vortex. Go with this one. And then we'll do this one. Let's try this one first. We'll try the Q.
Fascinating.
Show no mercy.
Okay, the Q is alright. It's not bad.
Choose a talent. Choose a talent.
Let's try a tanking build. Like, for example, we're fighting Arthas, and we're also have structures. So let's go with a little bit of
Choose a
basic
talent.
attack. Let's disable structures. Yes, disable
Choose a
structures.
talent.
Let's try a backup battery.
Choose a talent.
We'll do Ice
Choose a
Wall.
talent. Choose a talent. Choose a talent.
See how Ice Wall is. Oh, that's how the Ice Wall is. That's how it's a vector.
You've impressed me, hero.
Oh, that's how it's a vector. Look at it. Look at it. You have to cast it like this, and then you can't unclick it. It traps them in. Oh, I see. The Ice Wall isn't going to be much of a They turn the ice wall not so much as something to like get in people's way and block them. It's more like to trap them in. Like you could use it if you time it right to like block people off. See, can't get through it. Or you can use it as a projectile and just trap them all in.
Well done.
And what about this one? When Ice Wall expires, trapped enemies take more damage and have their armor reduced. Let's try it out. I tie it in with Blizzard. See? And that way they get stunned. Also healing, and I'm taking, and I'm absorbing the damage too.
That was
The
rather
backup
entertaining.
battery is gonna come in handy for when if you're tanking with my.
Mayhem. Choose a talent.
Okay, something else. Let's try this. Let's try Flash Freeze.
Choose a talent.
We'll go with this one. Disable
Choose a talent.
structures.
Choose a
Battery
talent.
backup. Let's go with Ice
Choose a
Wall.
talent. Choose a talent. Choose a talent.
Okay, this should be like a decent tanking build. That. Disabling the structures help. And we're gonna use the Flash Freeze. That should help us. There we go. Flash Freeze.
Enemy slain.
Flash Freeze will help out a lot. Stop the structure. Throw in a Blizzard. Her taking is not bad. It's like she has some sustain. It's gonna be more the slow that's gonna help out a lot more. It's kind of like a mix of tanking and damage. Kind of like Rexar. It's like it's like the bearer is doing all the tanking, but all the damage comes from Rexar. So it's like halfway, depending how you play with it. Let's see how well she is with Mercs. So let's get rid of Arthas here.
Choose a talent.
And I would go with... I'll go with Heat Transfer. Okay, well, technically she could get Mercs. Like, she could just kite them. This is gonna come in handy, especially since it has a 40-second cooldown. You're gonna be using her Cairo freeze a lot often. It doesn't even cost mana, which is really good. And this is how she dies. Oh, there goes my. So it comes as a shocker the fact that Mai is a tank rather than ADC like other heroes. Let's see what her emotes are. Oh, that's her taunt.
I'm going to get you.
And this is her dance. Kind of like a Chinese orientation of the dance. It reminds me of the movie Mulan. And you got the little snowball robot flying around. Alright, well, that's my everybody. The new tank coming out. Should be coming out next week. On Heroes of the Storm should be the after this PvP season ends. And it looks like we'll be starting a new event, which will be a type of summer wrestling event, just like the Luchador mess that we had last year. So that is the new tank added to Heroes of the Storm and Overwatch Hero. So if you guys like the video, give it a like and subscribe to my channel. On links down below in the description will be the Hero Spotlight if you haven't checked it out, and the patch notes for next week as well too. So thanks guys for watching, and remember, no matter what you're playing, just have fun with it. Bye.